Did you know that the right dynamics can make your music feel more alive? Studies show that varying the volume and intensity can create and trigger emotional responses in listeners. So let's try this out, or let's listen to an example. What are dynamics? Dynamics are variations in volume. That's the simplest explanation. It's more than that. We use this to add mood and expression to music. In piano, we often refer to this as the loudness or quietness of the notes or a section of music. But think about horror music. It often starts quiet as the villain is creeping up, and then the dynamics change as they creep up on our unsuspecting hero. Or an action movie where the spy is sneaking through an area. Both are quiet, but with very different moods. Just before I get into how to create these dynamics, I'd love it if you could hit that like button. If this video is helping you see how dynamics are your secret weapon to creating an emotional response in listeners. Recently, we had a massive hailstorm come through our city. Imagine how percussive the sound of the hail was. Some of it was almost baseball sized, it seemed, and it was hitting everything in its path. So how do we create that sound on the piano? And yes, during the storm, first helped cover windows, make sure everything was okay. And then my composer brain went, I wonder how I could make that on the piano. So let's test this out. I'm going to do just the right hand of the example that I played before, and it's going to be E, G, B. So go ahead and try it out, then come back. We're going to try using just our fingers first. It's not bad, right? I made it a little more percussive, almost bouncy, because as I'm imagining this hail hitting, it's not like it's just sinking into anything, right? No, it's definitely hitting and bouncing off of things. Next, try leaning forward ever so slightly to see if you can put some body weight into this. Now, I didn't actually press really that much harder with my fingers in order to create a louder sound. In fact, why don't you try it out with your body weight? In the comments, type fingers or body for which one sounded louder to you. Going back to this hailstorm, it hit fast, but we still had a few minutes where we heard the storm arriving. Well, how do we create this sound? The hardest part with quiet is playing hard enough that the hammer hits evenly, but not pushing so hard that it sounds loud. So here, we'll go back to that melody, and I'm going to try and play it really quiet. Did you hear? We didn't really hear much of it. I need to go a little bit harder. And this sound, unlike our forte, where we want to use a bit more of our body weight, we're going to use more of our fingers for this one. So to create this quiet staccato, I actually think of petting the keys. And don't forget the slight wrist lift from our 2-note slurs. You'll notice my wrist relaxed and lifting just a little bit. Try this out. Now, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Rosemarie, online piano teacher and composer at Must Love Music. And if you've ever felt like your music, something's missing, it's probably because you're overlooking the power of dynamics. Trust me, that is a game changer. Now, if you want more guided help, just check out that link in the description for our upcoming intro piano sessions. Now, let's put this all together. So here's the secret sauce. We got to put this all together. Just like not all quiets are equal, not all louds are created equal either. Think of a volume knob or a blender knob if, like me, you often have smoothies. You can increase the volume in both cases by increasing the power that you put behind it. Let's just pick one note. We'll pick that E. Let's see if we can play it quietly and build the intensity. Each note should be just slightly louder without any jumps in volume, and I would recommend going much slower than what I just did. Go ahead and try it out, then come on back. If this is helpful, please consider subscribing. It lets me know content like this is really helpful for you, and it means a lot. Now, dynamics add mood and emotion to a piece, but saying that can be easier said than done. So on your screen now, I am sharing a video that will help you develop the arm weight that you need to add a very wide variety of dynamics to your playing. Go ahead and click that video to watch now. Thanks and happy playing.